Hey, HR friends, welcome back. We're in the 3-6 emotional 6.5 day sequence, and we're here to talk about day 4. Now, we always start by talking about the electromagnetics first. This is the unseen pattern of chaos. These electromagnetic points, when they get elevated, they actually activate our defensive design, and they do this without our knowledge. And it's important to understand our design because we have a defensive system, a fight or flight system strapped to our bodies. And when these points elevate and when they get above a 4, so when you look at the first person polarity moments, the third person polarity moments, or the combined, if they reach a level 4, what that means is your defenses are being activated and there's nothing you can do about it other than be aware that when it's happening. Now, the great thing about day 4 here, and day 4 is in this white box, is it's pretty light. We've got a little bit of first person that we've got to worry about. We reached that 4 level in the second 12 hours. In third person, not so much at all. And when we look at the combined, see, we add our first and third person together. Why? Stress is messy. First person is what we deal with the people around us, our family, our coworkers, our community members. Third person stress, that's the bigger picture, the philosophical things that we invest in. And if you've got problems at home or you got problems at work, and then you see a news story about your philosophical belief that gets you upset, that's going to aggregate. So we really want you to look at this combined chart because stress, again, it's interconnected and it accumulates. And once our stress load gets to a certain point, it can be difficult to get along with people if we're stressed out. All right. So important to know. Now, day 4 here, we got some smooth sailing here. And this is the last day in this sequence before the wheels are going to fall off. You see what's coming here in third person agitation, and you can see the combined. 4 is what we worry about. This is a walk in the park compared to what's about to come here. So for day 4, we really want you on your A game. You got to know that this is coming. You got to understand it because only you can stay calm. When you get agitated, you're the one in control. If you let it manipulate you, you've just lost control. So that kind of gives you an idea of what conscious awareness is and what free will is. If you're letting this pattern manipulate you, well, it's pretty hard to tell anyone that you're using your free will. Health Reconnected is here to help you with that because what do you want to use your free will to do? Slow the aging process, eliminate your stress, which will minimize future states of disease, and it improves everything. That's why you want to do this. Now, this is a sentient space-time reality we're in, okay? And we're going to talk about objective here in a minute, but sentient is important because we are emotional beings, meaning we have to deal with our emotions. And when we have this defensive system of control, what it does is it tricks us into dealing with our emotions in negative ways. We run away from our problems and we make more problems for ourselves. And that's not helpful. All right. So that's the segue here into how we're going to talk about the overall objective. You see, we're all part of this interconnected team. Every one of us born into a family. We're born sons and daughters, right? And the sons and daughters, those are the teammates. Those are the teammates that are starting to learn their role. They're learning about their teammates. They're learning about how they're going to contribute to the team. The mothers and the fathers, those are the teammates that have been there longer. They've got more maturity. They've got more leadership ability. Okay. They're supposed to be holding this team together. No, we just didn't realize we were in a sentient space-time construct. So what's happened here is all our families, well, we kind of disconnected. Not all our families think the same thing. Not all our families are teaching their teammates the same thing. And what's happened is our defensive design has gotten the best of us again. So we have all these disconnected families, and they're all over investing in family and individual strategy. Why? Well, because it's defensive. We want to give the future generations the best chance they can have. So we strategize on how we're going to accumulate wealth and resources in order to help them. Now, when you get tons and tons of family that are competing like that, what that does is it kicks our nation and our world out of balance. And that's exactly what's happened here. As an individual, if you wanted to get healthy, what you would want to do is you would want to make sure you're getting along with every member of your team, that you're not arguing with them, that you're not avoiding your stress, and that you're encouraging them to do the overall objective. Well, what should our teams be doing? We should all be investing in strategies that are going to help every family, every individual, every nation to ensure that our world is going to be stable and our climate's going to be stable. That's what we all need to be doing. If you're not doing that, then you're out of balance with the objective. If you're not getting along with every member of your family and all other families, you're not doing the objective. Now, these are the governing frequencies. These frequencies are connected to the quadrants of our body. So if you're not getting along with certain teammates or you're not balancing your routines, then these are the parts of your body that are going to experience destructive interference. That's how frequency works. And we don't really get a choice here because we're born into this not knowing, and these are the frequencies that are teaching us. We're in a biofeedback system. If we do what we're supposed to do and we achieve the objective, we get along, we commit to our team, and as an individual, we balance all of these, then your body will be in perfect balance. You'll slow the aging process and you can stop and reverse disease. That's at the individual level. Now, if we can get tons and tons of individuals at a regional level doing this, not only can we heal the individuals that commit to it, but all those individuals in that region will start to heal that region of the earth they live on. That's how this works. It's all interconnected, top to bottom. So, those are the reasons that you want to do this. In addition, check our website out. There's also a reward. Because this is a sentient space time reality, it's just a challenge. You got to overcome your defensive design. You got to overcome these hurdles that are trying to get us to fight with one another. Once we overcome that, then we have to cooperate, communicate, and we have to come up with a strategy and how we're all going to come together as a team and we're all going to create this better reality for all of us. And then we win. That's how this works. All right, we're going to talk about the 24-hour zoomed in now. All right, so that white rectangle up there, that's what this is right here. That's the 24-hour guide. And we've got this zoomed in so you can see where all the electromagnetic peaks are. Now, we put these peaks to the times and we have all 24 time zones. So to find your time zone offset, you'd come down here, you'd hunt and peck through that. Once you find your offset, this is going to hold for 10 seconds. You screenshot it on your phone. This is for people that don't have good internet. If you've got great internet, what you do is you go to our homepage, healthreconnected.com. We've got a live feed. There's a time bar that runs right through this thing, and you can see every peak you're going through. I open this thing up every day. I reference it all the time. If I feel defensive, if I see other people starting to become defensive, I want to know where we are in this sequence. And the more you do this, the more you're going to realize how this pattern of chaos is manipulating us through our defensive design. That's how we're trying to empower you. We're doing it. We do this 24-hour guide so that you can have it if you don't have internet, and you can also use our website if you do have internet. All right, so that's enough about this because really, this has already been talked about. This is a vanilla day. In the second 12 hours, we got a little kick up here in first person. Third person's not a big deal. And combined, you can see it. In the second 12 hours, we got a couple peaks here. All right, so the big thing today are these alignments. Now, before we go through all the alignments here, I'm just going to remind everybody what they are. So the alignments are when two hands of the space-time clock align. And when those two hands align, what's really happening is two frequencies are aligning and they're amplifying. So when you see this long purple line here, or you see this long blue line here, what this is, it's an amplified frequency and it's specifically testing you on different parts of relationship. If it's blue, it's testing you on how you get along with all of the different teammates, whether they're mature or immature males and females. When we're looking at the purple line, that's testing you on how balanced you are in your routines. So if two hands of the clock are pointing at a national perspective, and that's what this is right here, and you're not balancing and making sure that our nation and all other nations are going to be positively affected by your choices and routines, then you're going to take destructive interference. And these are really strong and really long today. All right, so we're actually going to start out with this MP over here, and we're going to start out with the purple one first, all right? That's this 12.25 hour. Now, this actually is testing individuals. Is what you're investing in going to help all individuals equally in your routine on a day-to-day basis? If you can say yes to this, then great. And what you're going to experience is you're going to experience an increased healing in that area of your body. You're also going to experience things going smoothly for you. These are the days where you hit all the green lights, or these are the days where everything just falls in place. Now, if that's not what you experience and you get pain down here in the right lower quadrant, what it means is you really got to work harder on how you're going to contribute to both the individual and then also at the family level. So when we talk about these red and orange colors, we talk about them because they're part. Do you have a right leg and a left leg? You need to work on them both. You can't walk with one leg. So anytime you see this red or orange, we're talking about the lower quadrants. That's the individual and family. Anytime you see this yellow or the green, and we're on the time side, and then we're talking about the national and the world perspective. Okay. So the next one we're going to talk about here is this blue alignment, and that's this one right here, MP, 6 hours long. Now, this is the same thing. It's going to come down here and it's going to test lower quadrant. This is first person perspective. So how do you get along with the young, maturing members of the team, both male and female? Okay. Now, if you're doing great and you're encouraging them and you're making sure that you're sharing what you're doing in your routine and you're not just telling them what to do or sharing what they should do, you're actually, they know because they see what you're doing. You have to inspire them. That's what a leader does. All right. So those are the two longest alignments of the day. So you can really expect that lower quadrant stuff is going to be felt if you're not doing well in those two categories. All right. So now we're going to go to the EE. All right. That's this guy right here. That's an hour and a half long. And again, we're coming down here to the relationships of our teammates. So our younger teammates, male and female. Same thing we just talked about. All right. Next one we're going to talk about is the EE on this side. This is going to the left upper quadrant. This has to do with national and world perspective as far as what your routine is. So again, you got to have a routine that you're going to leave this world and our nation a better place. And it's got to be beneficial for everyone, not just you, okay? Not just your family. Now, if that's the case, then you're not going to have any issues. If it's not the case and you feel something up here, we got to make some refinements. All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is this ME right here. That's this little blue guy. All right. That's going to go to the upper quadrants as well. Now, this has to do with leadership of the team, mother and father relationships. Are you being respectful? Are you getting along with them? Are you letting them mentor you? Are you asking questions and making sure that you are taking their lead or taking their advice? Because obviously they got more experience than you. This is all about how we get along with our teammates here, especially leadership of team and not just within your realm. Anybody who's older than you, anybody who's trying to help you. You should really be paying attention to that. And in addition, also developing your skills to mentor other people. That's what these colors are about. These colors are leadership. All right. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is this 3.25 hour alignment, and this is a time alignment. So this has to do with, are you balancing and contributing at the world and national level? We already talked about these. So you're really getting tested in all areas in this next 24-hour period. And not only are we being tested, but we're being tested for long and strong periods of time. So just looking at what's going on this chart right here, I can tell you right now that the lower extremity is going to be a problem for a lot of people. But also don't forget these yellow and green colors are super hard and none of us have been doing them. So again, I'd expect more going on down here for alignments, but it's fair game. Lots of stuff's going to be happening in the body. Just pay attention, know what time it's happening, make sure you document it. We can help you with that. All right. All right, so now we're going to talk about testing sequence here. So four, just like on the four above for the electromagnetics, same thing here. If we get more than four frequencies in a quadrant at any given time, that's a heavy test load. You're probably going to feel that. And you can see left upper quadrants tested right at that four line. Same thing here, right upper quadrant, left lower quadrant, at least for the first 12 hours, and that kind of drops off. And right lower quadrant, same thing, right at that four line. So again, pretty equal testing day. Now, this is cool because what we do here is we separate this out so you can see what you're being tested on by the 10 strongest frequencies. Now, there's way more than 10 frequencies going to test you in this 24-hour period, but these are the strongest and they sit in one place. So, knowing where these are is really going to help you understand. So, if you're getting lots of left lower quadrant pain, then you know you got to work on first person perspectives. If you're getting lots of right lower quadrant pain, then you know you got to work on your routines. All right. Same thing here. If you get left upper quadrant pain, you know you got to work on routines. If you get right upper quadrant pain, then you know you got to work with your teammates. And it's how this works. All right. So this is kind of helpful as far as where your body hurts. Will kind of give you direction right away on what we got to do. Now, don't feel bad. We're all designed to be in balance, and none of us are doing a very good job at this. All right. Everybody's hurting, everybody's aging, everybody's suffering. And what we're trying to do is help you stop that or at least minimize it and turn this thing around. All right, that's pretty good for that. Now, let's end on this. As always, we've got the rest of this year's electromagnetics already posted. You've got no excuses, no reasons for you to erupt or have stress or do anything else other than to cooperate and get along with people. We're showing you exactly where the tests are coming. And you can't do anything to stop this other than to prepare for it. That's how this works. All right, that's pretty good for today. We'll talk to you in the next 24 hours. Thanks again. Talk to you then.